Hello wherever you are and welcome to Chris
TV 254, where you basically get the football analysis, prediction and the commentary. And today I'm in company of Ian, and we shall be taking you through the Manchester Derby and also the North London Derby that are yet to be played this weekend. So going on to start with the biggest derby of the weekend, Ian.
Yeah.
How do you describe this Manchester Derby?
I think apart from Manchester United and Liverpool in England, I think this is the biggest, one of the biggest matches in football history. And I think it's two giants, even though Manchester United right now are not at the level that they should be. But it's still a huge game in the English calendar.
Manchester has beaten Manchester United has beaten Manchester City 24 times.
Yeah.
They have drawn 9 times, and Manchester City have beaten Manchester United 17 times in the last 50 meetings. So do you see the Red Devil being the main obstacle or standing ahead of Manchester City, or will Manchester City remain irresistible and be not in a position to lose against Manchester United in this game?
I think this is going to be a very tough game, but it's unpredictable. You never know who is going to win. It might be Man City, it might be Man U. My personal prediction is I think Manchester United will shock people.
In Etihad Stadium, Manchester United has been dominant over Manchester City.
Yeah, that's why
they
I'm
have
saying. Yeah.
beaten Manchester City 13 times, and Manchester United has beaten City. Manchester City has beaten Manchester United 9 times. So can this be reflected in Sunday's game?
I think so. I think the Etihad Stadium, as you've said, the Etihad Stadium, Man United they win a lot at the Etihad Stadium. And in Old Trafford the same. Man City always win more at Old Trafford. So I think basing on the record at Etihad, I think Man U might come up on top.
But looking at the last 5 fixtures, United has won 1, they have drawn 1, and Manchester City has won 3. Can this not also be reflected in the same match?
Probably it might be reflected there, but me personally, I'm just looking at the Etihad record, and I'm seeing that Man U are on top.
Don't you think we are beyond this home advantage issue, whereby you get a team just loses at its own turf? Maybe that has been actually a favorable factor when the two teams have always met. On United side, maybe whom should Manchester City base on, or whom do you see as the main threat to Manchester City in this game?
The main threat to City, I think if Rashford would have been there, I think it would have been a major threat because of the pace. Because Man City always play in a high line. They leave a lot of space behind. So if Rashford would have been there, I think it would have been huge. It could have caused problems for City. But I'm not sure whether Rashford is going to be there. So I don't know. So, but if Rashford is not there, then probably somebody else, like let's say Sancho might be a threat, because he even scored at the Etihad last time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Haaland has been a goal machine this season, and he has broken almost all records set by other players in the Barclays Premier League, especially in the first 7 matches of the league. He already has 11 goals in the 7 matches played, and
2 hat-tricks.
2 hat-tricks already. So can't you see him maybe being a big threat to Manchester United in this match?
In fact, I was even reading today an article of Sky, and I saw that in this rate, they were studying that at this rate, Haaland might finish the Premier League with close to 60 goals. That is 59 goals. So you can imagine that.
I remember sometimes back I was telling you that if Haaland is given a penalty role in Manchester City, I think he will be scoring 40 plus goals this season. So is he overshadowing the name Aguero in Etihad?
Too early to say that, but if at this rate, if he continues like this, I think he might overshadow that brilliant name that Aguero has made at Man City.
Because basically in Europe now, he has been just a goal machine. In Norway, out of 22 games, he has scored 21 goals. In Salzburg, he played there 27 games, he scored 29 goals. Then in Dortmund, out of 89 matches, he scored 86 goals. Manchester City, he has played so far 10 matches and he has scored already 14 goals. So maybe whom in Manchester United defense you see that maybe can be the best person to tackle Haaland?
Personally, I think the experience of Varane will be very, very crucial in this. I think Varane and they formed a partnership with Martinez, and not just Martinez. Also, there's other two fullbacks, but I know the fullbacks will be dealing with wingers. But Varane, I think the experience of Varane and the leadership, I think, will be very, very crucial there in dealing with Haaland. And I'm not worried about Haaland because we have Varane and Martinez, a Manchester United.
All right. So you are possible starting 11 for both Manchester United and Manchester City?
Should we start with City? Okay, let's start with the home team. I think City, on goal it's Ederson. On the right hand side, I think they're going to put Walker to deal with Sancho or whoever they're going to put there. Centre backs is Stones and Diaz. Left back is Cancelo. Then the holding midfielder Rodri, the box to box player Gundogan, and the attacking midfielder KDB, Kevin De Bruyne. And attacking is Bernardo Silva, Haaland, and Foden.
Manchester United side?
For United, De Gea, Dalot, Varane, Martinez, Malacia. Then in the midfield, I think they should go with Casemiro and McTominay as a midfield too. Then attacking midfield, Bruno. Then on the width, Sancho and Elanga. And then forward, Ronaldo.
Eriksen has been the player of the month in September for Manchester United, and he is missing in your starting 11.
Yeah, and
what do you have to say about that?
And I have an explanation for that, by the way. For me, I think Bruno suits a game which is fast-paced because I expect Manchester United not to have a lot of the ball in that game. So I expect a counter-attacking game. So Bruno suits a counter-attacking game because he's going to... Those quick passes are going to be crucial. So that's why Eriksen is missing. And Eriksen has been player of the month at a different position. That is at central midfield, not attacking midfield.
Don't you see City dominating in the midfield area with the presence of
that's why
Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, and this guy, I don't know, Rodri? Because look at the statistics of Kevin De Bruyne. Out of 217 appearances, he has 92 assists, one behind David Silva, who was also a former City player. And we have seen Guardiola's team, starting from Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Manchester City, they dominate the game. Do you see it? Do you see Manchester City dominating this game, or do you think United has a criteria on which they will deny Manchester City the ball?
Yeah, and that's why I actually have put Casemiro and McTominay in my midfield, because I'm looking at that Manchester City midfield and I'm seeing what you've just said, a trend of dominance in Pep Guardiola's teams in the midfield with the ball. So that's why I've put Casemiro and McTominay, because I do not think that Eriksen and McTominay will be able to deal with the midfield of Man City. So which is why I've put two holding midfielders there, so that they can deal with that kind of, technical ability in the midfield at Man City.
With the same defensive minded, do you think United will be going for a win or defending the game?
Of course they'll go for a win. Of course, even if you are defending, you still go for a win, because when Man City attack, they're going to leave gaps behind, and that's why I'm really praying that Rashford will be in that game, because that pace is so important.
So you see United maybe staying back, then counter-attacking?
Yeah, that's what I expect, because I don't think Ten Hag will try to go toe-to-toe with Man City in terms of possession, because he knows he's not going to win that battle. We're not there yet as Man United.
All right. Maguire is out injured after a 3-3 draw, England against Germany in the UEFA Nations League. Is this bringing any question marks in the defense? Or are United actually comfortable with the absence of Maguire?
In fact, when I saw that Maguire was out, I just celebrated.
Has he been a bad omen in United?
I don't think we should call it a bad omen, but I think it's just footballing ability.
Remember this. Maguire joined Hull City. Hull City was relegated. Maguire joined Wigan. Wigan was relegated.
Yeah.
Maguire joined Sheffield United. Sheffield United was relegated. Maguire joined Leicester City when they were champions of England. He left Leicester City in a moment of trophylessness. Maguire joined Manchester United when it was in the glory days. Man United, I can say it is in the Conference League state.
Conference League?
Oh. Conference League state. Though they're in Europa League, but according to me, they're in the Conference League state.
Yeah, and I think that's a perfect analysis of how Manchester United has fallen from the glory days.
Yeah.
But I don't think Maguire footballing ability. I don't think he's a modern centre back. I remember telling you that he's a kind of a old-fashioned centre back. He's not that particularly fast. He's a bit decent on the ball, but we are talking about pace. He's not that fast to deal with quick players.
So when the league began, the first two matches, United lost all the two games, and Manchester United, together with Erik ten Hag, were criticized everywhere. So do you think that the coach has actually resurrected the team at the moment?
Yeah, and even in fact, have you seen the play of not the play of the month, but the manager of the month? Who is the manager of the month? It's Ten Hag. Ten Hag has just won it.
Do you think he's now fit to replace the name Sir Alex Ferguson in Old Trafford?
Considering Ten Hag is only the second manager after Ferguson left to win the manager of the month, I think there's something there to say that he might be putting himself in the same category with Fergie. But it's still early, of course. But basing on the start and the trajectory, I think he's going to definitely have an impact at Old Trafford.
So to conclude this, your prediction to our fans watching?
I think my prediction is Manchester United will beat Manchester City 2-1.
I go for Manchester City 3-1 win, and we shall be keeping an eye on that to see if whether the goal machine, Haaland, who has been stepping on the throats of the champions and also being the bully of big boys in the English Premier League this season, he will have his night in the Manchester Paradise. We shall be keeping you alive on that. And moving ahead, we are now going to another clash of clashes this weekend, whereby Arsenal hosts Tottenham Hotspur in Emirates Stadium in another North London derby. So Ian, your views on North London derby?
North London derby, in the past I used to not find that much of an entertaining match, because remember Arsenal were in a trophyless period, and remember Spurs also were in I don't know even the last time they won a trophy, by the way. But recently I've kind of found that match entertaining. I've always found that match a bit amusing. You remember last season when they were battling for the top four and Tottenham beat them. Was it 3-0 in that game? Yeah. So I just have found that match a bit fascinating these days.
In the last 150 fixtures or meetings between Arsenal and Tottenham, Arsenal has won 68, Tottenham has won 55, then 47 matches have ended in a draw. Whom do you see as the favourable to win this North London derby in Emirates this Saturday?
For me, I think it will be a draw.
A draw?
Yeah, I think it will be a draw.
There have been critics over Son Heung-min having not scored in a couple of games when the league started, and we saw him scoring a hat-trick in the last 6 nil win victory over Leicester, and also Harry Kane was on the score sheet. Do you see this duo coming again to action?
And I think there was a discussion that this might be one of the best duos apart from, you remember Rooney and Tevez?
Yeah.
You also remember,
Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez.
Yeah, Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez, and there was also the Sturridge and Suarez.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a debate whether these people should be included in that, and I think they should 100% be included in that debate of one of the best duos in the Premier League history.
Yeah. So, Spurs beat Leicester 6-2. Arsenal beat Brentford 3-0.
3-0.
Who is coming in this match more motivated?
Arsenal, because they lost to Manchester United, and losing to Manchester United is always painful for Arsenal fans and for Arsenal themselves. So going on and beating Brentford, then I think it's a massive boost for them.
Do you
Because
think
Leicester in a bad spot and Tottenham, I think maybe, I don't want to say they had it easy, but Tottenham beating Leicester, that anybody can beat Leicester at the moment.
Do you think
considering their form.
Spurs, this game will be easier on the Arsenal side, given the fact that Spurs haven't lost any game this season, and they know that when they win this game and United acquires a positive result, that is either a win for United or a draw in the Manchester derby, Spurs will be going on top of the Premier League table.
Spurs going on the top of the Premier League table.
Yeah.
That I think that will be a motivation in itself. Spurs going to the top of the Premier League table. So that's why the game is even difficult anyway, because Spurs, if they win the game, you have said they're going to go to the top of the table, right?
Yeah.
So
if Spurs win, they go on top of the table. Given the fact that if United win at Etihad or any draw, so any positive result to Manchester United with a win to Spurs will guarantee them a top spot.
Yes, and that's why it's a motivation in itself going into that game. Yeah.
So your prediction on the game?
I've said it's going to be I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw?
Yeah, 1-1 draw. I don't think there's going to be many goals in that game, because Tottenham always have a defensive way of playing, so I don't think they'll allow so many chances for Arsenal.
Just to conclude, Conte is at Spurs. He's unbeaten at the moment, and at Chelsea he won them the Barclays Premier League. Do you think he's coming to cause more problems to Guardiola and the likes of Erik ten Hag?
Yeah, I think they were looking at the best managers. I think they were studying the best managers even when Tuchel was there, before Tuchel was sacked at Chelsea. They were studying the best managers in the Premier League, and Conte was included there. So I think Conte is one of the best managers in the world, actually, and I think he's going to cause problems at this stage.
Your prediction for the Spurs ending at the end of the season?
I think I predict that Spurs will finish at third place. I predict they'll finish third place.
Okay, with my view is that actually Spurs now are having a lot of momentum when they come to the North London derby, and I go for a 2-1 Spurs win.
2-1
so
Spurs win.
My prediction with yours is actually very different. I go for 2-1 Spurs win, and I think Spurs will finish in the top 4 in the Barclays Premier League come next year. So to our viewers, it has been very grateful having you with us, and until next time, I have been your host Chris Ndauma. May you have a lovely time. Goodbye.
I've been the coach, Ian. Have a great time.
See you.